Today's video is about the 8 purchases retirees almost always regret. I thought this would be a fun video to do today so that when we retire, we know what not to purchase. I am Tiffany Thomas, your wealth mentor. I achieved financial freedom in my 30s and became a millionaire at 40. I'm here to help you do that even earlier and easier. So let's dive right in. All right, let's talk about these 8 different purchases that retirees almost always regret so that we are not making these same purchases when we are ready to retire. And I'm even going to share one of my own regrets when I retired. The first purchase retirees almost always regret is buying their dream home. They've always had a nice home in these later years and they think, oh, we should build a dream home and have everything that we want in that home. But what they don't realize is that they are creating a huge expense for themselves in their retirement years when they are going to be living off of their investments. And so a lot of retirees do not have extra money to put toward this dream home that is going to be very expensive. And also, usually when people are retired, they are in their later years, so they don't have kids at home. They don't need a huge house. So by buying this dream home where they have plenty of space and they have a huge garage and a huge yard, they are going to have a huge mortgage payment, but then also they are going to have to take care of the home and the yard. So they can either pay someone to do that, which is increasing their expenses again, or if they are doing it themselves, they are probably going to get pretty exhausted and not be able to do as good of a job as they used to do. And speaking of retirees, both of my parents are retired now, and they ended up staying in the same home that I grew up in. They did not upgrade their home to a dream home, and now they are able to live mortgage free. So they have even more money in their retirement years. And a couple other expenses that go along with purchasing this huge dream home is the cost of utilities, your gas bill, your power bill, right? Those are going to increase if you have this really large home. So if that is something you are considering when you are retiring, make sure to take into account all of the different expenses associated with this dream home. Honestly, I think it would make more sense to downsize when you are in your retirement years. Since it is only the 2 of you most likely that are living at home, you could just have a 1-level place. That way you don't have to worry about going up and down the stairs. And you could have a large living room where you could have people over and everyone could be in the same room together. But there wouldn't need to be a lot of bedrooms or other rooms in the home. And then the second purchase that retirees almost always regret is a luxury purchase. It can be very exciting to retire and quit that job and then have time freedom and have financial freedom as well. But if you are purchasing luxury items, then you are going to drain your investments pretty quickly. So while it is exciting to retire and you definitely want to celebrate, maybe we don't need to purchase a really expensive bracelet and necklace and earrings that's going to cost thousands and thousands of dollars. We could celebrate by having some cake and ice cream and having all of our loved ones around. And also, if we are purchasing these luxury items, maybe we think, oh, well, I'll just purchase a really nice watch or a really nice bracelet and call it good. But sometimes when we see how nice that item is, then we think, oh, we do need the matching earrings, and then we need the matching outfit and the shoes and the coat, and then lots of other things, and those expenses just add up. So I'm not saying don't celebrate and don't buy anything nice for yourself. I'm saying look at your budget, see where you are, and decide what it is you truly want, what is really going to make you happy and not drain your investment accounts. And I'm going to put this one under the luxury category. Sometimes retirees want to purchase a vacation home somewhere, and so they end up doing that. But once again, just like with the regular dream home, they're going to have a mortgage payment on that vacation home. And if they are thinking, well, I can put it on Airbnb or VRBO, and rent it out, well, they're going to have to manage that property and find people to put in there to rent it out, or hire someone to do that for them, which is another expense. So retirees have often regretted purchasing a vacation home even though they think it sounds nice. And not only that, when you get older, a lot of times you don't want to travel as much, so you're probably not spending a lot of time at your vacation home. And then the third purchase retirees almost always regret is purchasing extra insurance. When we are younger and we have a family, we have kids, maybe we want to purchase some term life insurance and make sure that the kids are taken care of if something does happen to us. But when we get older, we don't have little kids that are dependent upon us. And hopefully we don't have adults that are dependent on us, even though I know that sometimes does happen, but we want to be careful with the insurance that we are purchasing. Is it something that we really need? Or are we just thinking, oh, well, I think I just need some extra insurance just in case? Because if we are spending money on that insurance, it can start to drain our nest egg, our investments. So we want to be really careful with what insurance we are purchasing. And then purchase number 4 that retirees almost always regret is big travel expenses. A lot of times when we are retired, we think, oh, I just want to travel the world. And so retirees will spend a lot of money to take a longer cruise or do some international travel. But what they don't realize is that costs are pretty high to travel, and that can really drain your investment. So we want to be very careful when we are deciding what traveling experiences to take, because any money that we are pulling out of our investments means that it's not growing anymore. We are spending it on something else. And then purchase number 5 that retirees almost always regret is purchasing luxury items for friends or family. I get that we want to help other people and buy nice things for them sometimes, but when we are spending a lot of money on these luxury items for other people, it can drain that nest egg once again, and we can run out of money. So we definitely want to have a balance in what we are giving to other people. We don't want it to be so extravagant that it is going to take a toll on our investments. It can be something nice still, but it doesn't have to be super expensive. And honestly, just over a year ago, we did a big celebration for my dad, and we didn't go somewhere super expensive. We actually did a party at his house, and so we invited all of his old coworkers and his friends and family, and we just had a light lunch and some dessert, and we hung up some decorations. It was very inexpensive, but it meant a lot to him because he got to spend time with people that he hadn't seen in a while. So it's not always about spending money on people, buying them really nice things to show appreciation. It can just be spending time with them. And then number 6 on the list for purchases which retirees almost always regret is giving early gifts to children. While of course we want to do nice things for our children, we probably don't want to give them a ton of money or a really large gift that is going to hurt us financially. We can take a look at where we are with our investments and where we are with our financial situation and decide what would be a good gift for them and even a tax break for ourselves. But we don't want to be extravagant and then realize that we are going to run out of money in our retirement years. And we don't want to be giving them money or a gift and then asking for money later on. So of course, take a look at your own financial situation and give your gifts to your children. And then purchase number 8 that retirees almost always regret is expensive cars. They think, all right, I'm in my retirement years. I can cruise around in whatever I want to. And I'm not super into cars, so I'm not even going to list out the fancy cars. But nonetheless, when retirees want to purchase a nice car, again, they are going to have a really high payment, or if they're paying for it in cash, that is going to quickly drain their investments. And not only is there going to be a car payment if they did not pay for it in full in cash, but there's also the insurance that goes along with that car. And then any maintenance that comes along with it. And I know that luxury cars cost a lot of money to fix. If you're just buying a Toyota or a Ford or something like that, the parts to fix those cars are a lot less expensive than a Jaguar, for example. Plus, those luxury cars can really depreciate in value very quickly. So make sure that you're factoring in all of those costs for one of those fancy, expensive cars if you are thinking about getting one. And then the eighth purchase that retirees almost always regret is online or TV shopping. They think, oh, well, I have all this time now, so maybe I'll just start watching TV. And then they start watching some infomercials and they start purchasing some items from those. Or they just have more time to get online and maybe they have an Amazon Prime membership. So they just start ordering random things from Amazon. And before they know it, they have spent hundreds and thousands of dollars on these little items that are not important to them. And unfortunately, I saw this with my grandpa. He was ordering all of this jewelry for my grandma, I think from some sort of catalog, but it was just this jewelry that my grandma didn't really need or want, and there was a ton of it. He spent a lot of money doing that. So we want to be really careful on what we are spending our money on, but also what we are spending our time on. Because if we are going to be tempted when we get online or when we watch TV, then we want to make sure that we have our days planned out and we can spend our time on something that is going to be more valuable and less tempting to spend money we don't need to be spending. And if you're thinking, Tiffany, I don't even know if I will retire one day, then I want to help you set up a plan to do that. I have a free masterclass where I go over how I can help you invest in the stock market. I will leave a link to that below in the description. You can click on that link and check out the free masterclass so that I can help you become retired. And I do want to tell you one purchase that I regret, and that is buying my last car. The car I had before that, I was planning on keeping it forever. I kept it in super good condition and it ended up getting totaled. And I do have another video about this situation, so I'll leave a link to that above. You can check it out later on. But nonetheless, I had to purchase a new car and I just felt pressure to buy a car quickly. And I did have a check from the car that was totaled, so I had a fair amount. And instead of spending half of that amount and still buying a good, reliable car, I bought a more expensive car that cost the amount of the full check. So I wish I wouldn't have done that, but nonetheless, I can live and learn, and we all can. So comment below and tell me one purchase that you regret. And if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and share it with someone else who would like to hear this information, and hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit the little bell to get notified on when I post new videos. And if you want to see even more awesome content from me, make sure and check out the videos on the side of the screen. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.